Thank you, Mr. Chairman,
You're welcome.
for holding this markup to reauthorize the program known as NWIRP. The reauthorization of this program is timely after the deadly destruction we have seen in places like Texas and Oklahoma. Every year, severe winds from hurricanes, tornadoes, and thunderstorms damage or destroy thousands of homes and businesses, harm vital infrastructure, and most importantly, threaten human life. NWIRP has the potential to lessen the loss of life and economic damage by translating research and development on the understanding of windstorms and their impacts into improved building codes and emergency planning. While it is apparent that the need for this program is great, it is regrettable that the majority has decided to mark up this legislation without a detailed examination of the program. The subcommittee held one hearing on this program. During that hearing, which included only outside stakeholders, all the witnesses expressed their concern that NWIRP program was significantly underfunded. After hearing the concerns of the program is underfunded, the subcommittee should have held a hearing with witnesses from NWIRP federal agencies. That hearing would have given subcommittee members the opportunity to ask NWIRP agencies about how they are implementing the program, what activities are being prioritized, and what activities are not being addressed, and what level of resources the agencies need to fully implement the program. Without that hearing, we do not have the information we need to reauthorize this program. A single NWIRP agency has informally told us that in 2012 they spent more money than this bill authorized for all 4 NWIRP agencies combined. It is regrettable that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle would make significant cuts to the program without hearing from the federal agencies. In fact, the committee has not heard from a federal witness about NWIRP programs for 5 years. I would like to point out that during these 5 years, over 1,000 Americans have lost lives due to windstorms, and the federal government has spent over $136 billion on disaster relief and recovery. If this subcommittee had held additional hearings with federal witnesses, it might have been possible for the subcommittees to work on a bipartisan bill to reauthorize the program with any necessary programmatic changes needed and with proper authorization levels. Further, it is not clear to me that the majority has worked with other House committees that share jurisdiction over the agencies in this bill. This is especially troubling for FEMA. In Mr. Neugebauer's bill, 2004 bill, FEMA was authorized at $8.7 million. In the bill we're marking up today, FEMA is authorized at just $2 million. In a time when destruction and windstorms are becoming more frequent, I would think FEMA, the NWIRP agency tasked with taking the research conducted at the other agencies and developing mitigation techniques and public outreach, would need additional rather than reduce authorization levels. Finally, I'm not sure if the majority has talked or worked with their Senate counterparts on this bill. If the goal is to enact this legislation so that the program can be reauthorized, it would be helpful to work with the other body of Congress. I would like to end by saying that in the past, this committee has taken a more comprehensive approach to hazards by marking up NWIRP along with the National Earthquake Hazards Reduction Program. It makes sense to move these interagency programs together, which is why I introduced the National Hazards Risk Reduction Act of 2013 that would reauthorize both the NWIRP and the National Earthquake Hazards Reduction Programs. While severe weather has dominated the headlines recently, we should not overlook the significant risk associated with earthquakes. I will be supporting my colleagues' amendment that addressed this issue. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back the balance of my time.